So guys, I told you we had something coming special for you soon, and as promised, today we're taking a look at the Nike Hypervenom Transform. So just first off, you can see the box, really cool detailing. That goes all the way around the entire box. And then you have, if I can get that in focus, the Nike Hypervenom Phantom Firm Ground Special Edition in a size 11. So guys, jumping right into the boots, we've done looks at the Nike Hypervenom before. Obviously now with the Hypervenom 2 out, this boot isn't one of the flagship models from Nike, but this limited edition is very special. So taking a look, as we mentioned, we have the really cool detailing on the box. Taking the boots out, I'll put those off the side for a minute. So obviously you get the paper in there. You do get black bag. You have the really subtle detailing towards the bottom with that kind of crackling, I don't know what really, speckling detail, almost not speckling, but then nothing on the back. And then the bottom of the box you do have that spider logo right there. So guys, before we jump into these boots, I just want to say these were extremely hard to get. There are only 560 pairs worldwide. So very limited. Probably the most limited shoe I've ever held in hand. But really hard to get. As I mentioned, I do have a size 11. I wasn't able to get my usual size 9. So I won't be able to give you guys on feet or anything like that. But I did have them in hand, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick video. Jumping into some of the details, obviously you do have this kind of blackish brown upper when it is at room temperature. You can see just from having my hand on it, you see some of that orange coming through right there. Put my thumb, but just from pressing down right here, you can see it start to change color. I'll show you guys a full color change in a minute, but just for now, while I'll talk about this one, I'll keep my hand on this one. I'll show you guys the change. So it's your normal Nike Hypervenom Phantom. You have that Nike Skin upper over that mesh layer with the honeycomb texturing to it, all the way around, all the way wrapping around the boot. So there you guys go. You can see how cool that changes literally just from holding my hand on that for, I don't know, 30 seconds or so. So again, as I mentioned, you have the Nike Skin upper. On the inside, you have the synthetic leather making up the inner liner. I'll pop out the insole for you real quick. And you can see that it is that fading from the black detailing just to the straight orange at the toe, much like the boot will change once it heats up. Just a single layer of perforated foam like normal. Nothing too much different with these Hypervenoms compared to the regular ones, besides for that color change on the upper. The laces on these, you can see, are black with the gold woven through. It's not reflective, but it is a bit metallic, so you'll see the light catch that pretty well. That's really cool. And then one of my favorite parts of the boot, the outsole, is this really cool black chrome. You do get a warning on the bottom of each boot that says the chrome finish will flake off with use over time. So I don't know how durable this will be, but right now it looks really cool. You've got, as I mentioned, that all black chrome. You have one single black Nike hit. And you can get that right there. And then you have these kind of amber studs for each stud. And those look really cool, especially against the orange of the boot once it changes colors. You can see just from holding my hands all over this, it is starting to change. So again, a really cool upper on this boot. Performance-wise, you will have the conical studs on these, the same with any other Hypervenom Phantom. So you will get a good bit of traction, but not quite as an aggressive bite as you would on the Superflies or a boot with a bladed stud pattern. So just one thing to keep in mind. Again, you have the split toe on the front as always, adding for a bit more flexibility in the sole plate. It is the glass nylon sole plate, so it's going to be a bit stiffer than some of the other boots on the market. Personally, I thought it was something that broke in pretty well. But I definitely did notice it was a bit stiff when I had my pair a while back. So I guess I did bring a hairdryer along. Just wanted to show you guys the color change, and I thought this is probably the best way to show that in real time. So let me plug that in, and I'll get that fired up for you. So I guess just a little change of scenery real quick so I can get this plugged in. The hairdryer is on low, so you'll see it's still a little bit orange from having my hands on it, but it's gone mostly back to that black. So let's take a look with the hairdryer. Taking a look at the boots now they're heated up, you can see this one I heated up totally all the way through. Well, not quite all the way through, just missed a little part in the back. And this boot I kept a pretty much straight line directly up the middle, where the inside I changed to that orange with the heat, and then the outside of the boot is that black all the way through. So really cool color change there. You can see once the tongue does heat up, it does show kind of like a clear plastic at the top. Before the boot was heated up, it was just a straight black, but you couldn't see through it at all. So it's an interesting thing to note there. The tongue is also that transform material, so we will get the color change on the entire upper. Really cool. One thing that's a little bit different on these, just visually, besides the transform, is instead of having the skull and crossbones on the heel, you do have, it's a bit hard to see here, you do have that spider logo that was on the inside of the box, so you can see a little bit better right there. Just different than the skull and crossbones that you used to, so really cool there. As always, you have that black Nike swoosh, see there coming through the orange, a reverse swoosh on the back. Again, kind of hard to see against that orange, but it is there, with the Hypervenom branding. I'll show you on the darker pair, with the Hypervenom branding right there in black as well. So you guys, a really cool boot. Honestly, because they're so limited and because I don't know how long this upper will last with that kind of coating to it, because it does have, it does feel a little bit different than the normal Nike Skin coating. I don't know how durable these will be in play. Obviously, they have that note on the bottom about the black chrome. So I don't know if I would wear these, even if they were in my size. So guys, these boots did retail at $275, so a bit of an upcharge for that transforming upper. Kind of understandably, also because they were so limited. But the only place to find them now is eBay or other reselling sites. So my recommendation, if you are in the market for a pair, I would pick them up sooner rather than later. From my experience just with like sneakers and regular shoes, the resale market peaks a few days after release, drops for a couple weeks, and then only goes up from there. They're going to be harder and harder to get as time goes on because pairs are going to get bought up by people who really want to keep them. So I would check that out if you are in the market for a pair. Performance-wise, it's going to perform the same as any other Nike Hypervenom Phantom. The tongue, as I mentioned, that looked like that clear plastic. Now that it's cooled down a little bit, you can see that it is a bit more of that flat black. The tongue is the same kind of consistency, if that's the right word, as any other tongue. I don't want to confuse you guys saying that it looks like the plastic and it's any stiff or anything. It's going to be perform exactly the same as the other boots. If you're familiar with their videos, you know I used to have a pair of Nike Hypervenom Phantoms, and you know the two things that kind of bothered me was the lacing system, which is that asymmetrical lacing system, as you can see, running down the outside of the boot. When you tied the boot as snug as I liked it, it kind of pulled everything together a little bit too close, and the bottom stayed open a little bit, and then if you pulled the bottom too tight, it would fold over right here. And that wasn't because it fit me poorly or anything like that. I think the distance between these two, that gap was a little bit too small. I think on the Nike Hypervenom 2s, they did fix that, as I mentioned in our previous review of that boot. The other thing I didn't like about this boot was the rollover that you had. The Nike Skin upper on these is really soft, which is great for your feel on the ball, but when you're actually running and planting and turning, it didn't offer a ton of support laterally on your foot. I actually blew right through the outside of my pair, ripped clear through from here all the way up. My foot just blew right out the side from that excessive rollover every time I would plant and turn. And again, they did fix that issue with the Nike Hypervenom 2. They added those Brio flywire cables into the lacing system, which gives you full support from side to side as you tie the boot up. So definitely a good thing that they fixed. Personally, I would take the Nike Hypervenom Phantom 2 over this boot. Obviously, this boot, the main thing that it has going for it is the transforming upper. Again, really cool. But the boot itself, not my favorite performance-wise. So, with that, guys, I hope you liked the quick look at this video. Very special cleat, very limited. Not too many videos like this out on the internet right now. So just wanted to show you guys a look at these. Again, it is a size 11, not a size 9, so I won't be able to throw these on feet for you guys. If you are interested in taking a look at some more detailed shots of this boot, check out our Instagram at EC Soccer Shop. Joel got a bunch of these both in the dark and with that ember kind of glow to them, heated up, on our Instagram, so check that out. Some really, really good shots over there. And as always, you can check out our online shop at eastcoastsoccershop.com. We've got a lot of great boots up there. Some boots are flying off the sale rack with those great deals that I mentioned in our previous sale video, so check that out before it's too late. If you guys like this boot and the color changing upper, give me a thumbs up. If you have any other comments or you don't think that it's worth the price jump, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. With that, guys, see you next video.